Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
43.
Gucci.
Hey.
There we go.
I was gonna say, what a stupid, like, extra thing.
I know, why can't it just be 10?
Yeah, the door opened. Good job, Jumpy. And here we've got the Saturn key card.
Whoop, whoop.
We did it.
We did it, yeah.
Yes. I think it's unlocked now. You did it, Jumpy. Let's get out of here.
Peace out, Jumpy.
Yes, let's go.
You found it. I don't feel accomplished, though.
Hey, we got it right.
We did get it right. I'm proud of us.
Alright. We stepped out of the kitchen into the hallway that looked rather familiar. The middle grate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen. They had entered the kitchen from one door and came out the other. That meant their map on the ship's interior was accurate. They laid the map out in front of them and began to discuss their next step. There are 4 possible routes. A, B, C, and D. First, A and B. A and B both seem to connect to an L-shaped room. However, the 2 doors that led to that room were both locked and cannot be opened. Next was Route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase. That means it's door 5, one of the numbered 4 doors. Then you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway? No, I don't think we will. Why not? Look. They're by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When I went to the kitchen, it was closed, but it's open now. What do you think that means? They opened it. Most likely. Then if we take Route C, we're going... What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just itching my ear.
I know, but then when you itch your ear, you go like this, as hard as you can, and it, like, makes me shake.
I'm sorry. Wait, what did I mean if we take Route C, we're going backwards?
Okay, all you have to know is we're going down the stairs.
Okay.
So now we're back on the C deck.
Oh, then...
There you go.
Then we're going backwards, then.
No, we're still progressing. Alright, so D deck, which is, remember, the thing that flooded, still underwater.
Okay.
Alright. They turned back to C deck. It didn't take them long to find the 2 elevators in front of the stairs. They looked identical to the elevators on the top floor, with one exception. Those elevators had a card reader on the wall between them. On the card reader was a strange mark. Hey look, it's a lotus symbol. Huh? See, it's the woman's symbol with a thorn on it. That seems like...
Oh!
Ow, ow, ow,
You
ow,
just
ow.
got beat the fuck
Lotus
up.
had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat. Such violence! Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up. This is the Mercury symbol. The thorn symbolizes the wings on Hermes' staff. Herpes, whatever. We can't get this thing to work. Those elevators aren't going anywhere. Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you, like, losing focus?
No, I'm just, like, uncomfortable.
Well, why don't you lay on the pillow?
You know, you're smart.
I know.
So, can we just get to the next room?
Sure.
Yay.
There's a hallway with a lot of doors, so they're gonna check the hallways and go through the doors.
I feel like it's been more than, like, 24 hours since it started.
Sort of. Alright, there's a new door. Unlocked.
What's gonna happen?
Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
That's not creepy at all.
You don't think?
I think it's very creepy.
He simply stood, unable to speak. The others simply stared, open-mouthed.
It would be funny if they had a whole bunch of dead bodies around.
Yeesh. After a few long moments, Sam managed to speak. What the hell is this? A massive room stretched out in front of them. More than a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines and lines upon beds. They were simple, though. No more than pipe and thin mattresses.
They look really comfortable. They look better than the scat
No, they do.
They do.
This is a hospital. The last been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room. The room streamed with a harsh, biting smell of antiseptic. Inside of the room were shelves stacked with medicine and a number of medical devices, a function which Junpei did not know. More importantly was the back wall. There were 4 doors. 3 of them had a large single-digit number with thick red paint.
Uh-oh, do we have to do the, like...
There's the door labeled 3. Do we have to do, the red and the dead again?
Like, no, where we have to, like, count... we have to get the people to, like, add up
Yeah, the digital route. But we still haven't found the other team yet. And then there's one door that's blank. What could it mean? Take a look at the doors. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Junpei headed towards the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door 3 on the left and moved until he reached door 8. It's no use. Well, of course, if it was that easy to open these doors, then what would be the point of the non-airy game? You have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute. What's wrong? Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it. Huh? Don't you remember the red at the central staircase? If no one was inside it, it said vacant. Remember, Tiger?
I do remember.
Oh yeah, but this one. Ooh.
Are there people?
Nothing on it.
Are there people on the other side?
Well, then it says occupied. Only one way to find out. Ooh, nothing. It didn't respond. All 4 took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever, and it still did nothing. As soon as they discovered it wasn't only the red door for 8, it was all of them. Look at that.
It's kind of weird.
Wasn't working. Huh, I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance. No, it's impossible. I really think Zero prepared all of this to make such a stupid, simple mistake. Maybe, but that doesn't explain why the thing ain't working. It was at that moment they heard a voice from behind them. I believe the bottom of the device had been removed. They spun around to see. Snake!
The blind guy?
Yep, but it was more than just Snake. Ace, Clover, 7 quickly filled into the room as well. Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised. How? How'd you end up here? After a moment of silence and surprise, everybody suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they end up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. We were happy to simply see one another again.
But I'm curious, how did they end up in the same place?
Remember when Lotus was saying, oh, this gate here was opened already?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then remember when they went downstairs and there's that long hallway of like a bunch of rooms?
Uh-huh.
They were looking through the rooms when
Oh.
we went to this big hospital.
Oh, okay.
So it was just pretty much like, you know, you go like this and back in. And then the 9th man is still fucking, you know.
Deceased?
Oh, he's more than deceased. He's dismantled. There you have it. Hour half the story. Alright, let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone. And you looked over this room, but you couldn't find anything. So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors. So you went and had a look. Okay, it's pretty much everything I just said.
Wait, so they were there first?
Yeah, they got here first, saw that, went to the hallway. We arrived, remember? Because we already saw that their gate was open.
But we went straight for this room?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't even bother looking. We saw all the doors and we're like, yeah, fuck that.
Alright.
Alright. There's a number of individual rooms in addition to the large one. There's a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked. There is an astrological symbol.
Astrological?
Guys. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter. Oh, again.
Sailor Jupiter?
Those goddamn... fucking hell. If we just not gone, what did we do before? We did Mars. You didn't call out Sailor Mars. Or Sailor Saturn. I don't think there's a moon key.
Oh.
I really wish I had a moon key.
There better be.
Sailor Moon, huh?
Fun evil by moonlight.
Sing the intro.
Fun evil by moonlight. When the by daylight. Never run from a fool. She's the morning Sailor Moon.
Why?
I don't know if you like that. Wait, what are they talking about? The gigantic what?
Oh, fuck. There's a sister ship to the Titanic called the Gigantic. Basically, both of them were made at the exact same time.
Oh, yeah.
However, the Gigantic, after the sinking of the Titanic, never even bothered, going. So they sold it to some rich guy. And they're saying that this, obviously, isn't the real Titanic, so what if it's technically the Gigantic, aka a replica of the Titanic?
Does that mean they're on the ocean?
It could be.
But, like, they never mentioned, like, the rocking back and forth if they were, in fact, on, like, a boat.
Good point. Wait. Guess I didn't tell you. I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the staircase. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. What? Then, almost as if to save Junpei. Uh-oh, you hear that? The bell began to ring from far away. It sounded as though it was the clock at the main stairway. Junpei counted each chime carefully.
Creepy.
It's midnight.
Wait, so they have 6 hours?
Correct. We don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the red.
I feel like I'd be, like, totally tired after all that.
You only did 2, I guess technically 3 rooms. Well, I guess it's not really right. Wait, don't tell me you mean we gotta search all those other rooms. Don't freak out, we already searched 4 of them. 4 rooms. We just have to split the rest between the 8 of us. Each person does 6 rooms, there'll be 48 rooms. Okay, we're gonna all search the rooms.
Yay!
Guess what?
What?
There's nothing there.
Wait, really?
Yep. However... You hear that?
Yeah.
It's already 1 a.m.
Like, they really wasted an hour?
We wasted an hour searching the rooms.
I'm glad they didn't make us, like, uselessly, like, look through the rooms.
Yeah, at least they're just like, oh, they looked through it, and then nothing happened. Gather in front of the door number 8, or perhaps to be more accurate, they gather in front of the red next to the 8. And one of them found the missing piece. What happened, guys? It was June who answered him. Jumpy, look! She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Ooh, look at that! The display on the front of the red read vacant. Junpei sighed. Come on, guys, who was it? I was supposed to yell if we found it. Well, Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut. What the hell? What is up with you guys? They all knew something he didn't. Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke. Well, that's the thing. We don't know. You don't know? When I got back, it was already like this. There's no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red. Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again just to make sure.
Ooh, so is someone, like, manipulating everyone?
Possibly. Or...
I bet it's that daddy Snake.
Maybe. You think Snake?
Yeah, the blind guy. He's really sus.
It's really interesting you say that. Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others. Give me some water. You take over for like a sec.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Yes, and June nodded silently. Suddenly raised his hand as if to say, not me. Santa just shrugged.
Oh, that little girl is kind of
Only
sus
Clover lowered her head and did nothing. Wait a minute. That was when he noticed. Where's Snake?
bum, bum, bum.
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen. Does that mean that he found them? I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either. I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person. Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to? Maybe he's lost. Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place. Clover raised her hand.
He's not actually blind.
No, that's impossible. Suddenly, she was shouting. Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So, he couldn't get lost. That's impossible. Clover started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears swelling up in her eyes. I'm gonna go look for him. The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Run, Clover, run!
Junpei cried out, but he was too slow. She kept going before anyone else could react. She was gone. Damn, what do we do now? Well, the red is working now. No, we're not leaving two people behind. We should go look for them. Oh man, this ain't good. Oh yes, one excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste more time by looking for a couple of idiots. And remain here if you feel you must. But there's no time. We've only 5 hours left. What do you think?
I think we should ditch him.
I think we should end the episode.
You think?
Only because my throat is so fucking sore from talking.
Okay, let's end it right here. To be continued.
To be continued.